In one of the most emotional episodes of 2026 so far, Cain Dingle finally revealed his cancer diagnosis to Moira Dingle. The character received the devastating news about his health last month, but left the hospital determined to keep the truth to himself. Struggling internally, Cain initially took his anger out on those around him, which eventually led Sarah Sugden to confront him and ask what was really troubling him. He eventually admitted that he had cancer, and from that moment on, Sarah promised she would stand by him no matter what. However, accepting help has not been easy, as Cain has always believed he could deal with everything on his own. He explained to Liam Kavanagh that he avoided telling people because he feared they would only see him as the man with cancer. His close friend reminded him gently that he is surrounded by people who care deeply about him and admire his strength. If Sarah's marriage had not begun to fall apart because of Cain's behavior, the truth might have stayed hidden for much longer. Eventually, Cain decided to visit Moira in prison. Moira was shocked that he had kept such serious news from her for so long, although she understood that he did not want to add more pressure while she was already facing charges for a double murder. Cain then explained the seriousness of his illness and described what doctors expect to happen during the operation. Talking about the medical details was manageable, but the conversation soon turned to the frightening possibility that the cancer could take his life. Moira told Cain that if the worst happened, Kyle and Isaac would always be cared for. Their family might be chaotic, but it is also filled with love and support. It is extremely unusual to see Cain Dingle show such raw emotion. Even after the death of Nate Robinson, he barely allowed himself time to grieve because he was focused on finding the person responsible. This rare vulnerability only surfaced in front of Moira, the woman he loves most. They were sitting in a prison visiting room, surrounded by guards and people with criminal pasts. Despite being one of the worst places to talk about illness and mortality, the powerful bond between them made it feel as if they were alone in that room, separated from everyone else by the table between them. Moira helped Cain start thinking about how to share the truth with the rest of the family. She assured him that they would all support him during the difficult journey ahead, including loved ones he has lost in recent years. When Moira mentioned Faith Dingle, Cain's mother, he finally broke down in tears. Faith had also faced terminal cancer before she died, but decided to end her life on her own terms. At first, Cain struggled to accept her decision, but he admitted that his own diagnosis has helped him understand the choice she made. During their emotional talk, Cain also revealed the truth about the current situation at Butler's farm and explained that Joe Tate wants them to sell the property. Cain made it clear that he refuses to give in and will not allow Joe to take the farm away from them. Although Moira loves running the farm, she believes Cain's health must come first. As their time together came to an end, they both tried to comfort one another about the cancer and the uncertainty surrounding the farm, even though they knew the future could bring even more challenges. Jeff Hordley recently revealed that this storyline will permanently change Cain Dingle, transforming the tough man who once frightened many villagers. While the cancer diagnosis alone is powerful, the real emotional strength of the story lies in watching Cain slowly accept something he has avoided his entire life, learning that it is okay to show vulnerability. 6 major moments from Cain's powerful episode tonight. Tonight's episode of Emmerdale is a special one, placing Cain Dingle at the center of every scene. The story follows him through a difficult day as he reaches a turning point in his cancer journey and begins to accept that he cannot face the battle alone. Unlike the usual episodes that juggle several storylines, this one focuses entirely on Cain's experiences throughout the day. The episode takes viewers from Butler's farm to the Woolpack, and finally to a prison visit with Moira, where everything builds toward a long, emotional conversation in which Cain finally reveals the truth about his illness. Here are 6 key moments from the episode. 1. Cain fears losing the farm. Cain looks out across the farmland at Butler's farm, clearly worried about how close he and Moira are to losing everything they have worked for. During a phone call from prison, Moira thanks him for keeping things running while she is away. Cain feels guilty because he has not told her how serious their financial problems have become. 2. Joe pressures Cain again. Cain is already stressed about unpaid bills at the farm when Joe suddenly shows up. Joe warns him that he is ready to report the stolen car to the police. The only way to stop him from doing that is for Cain to hand over Moira's share of the farm. Cain barely argues back, suggesting he may already feel defeated. Sunny. 3. Sarah urges Cain to tell the truth. Sarah witnesses Joe intimidating Cain and soon learns about the stolen car situation. She once again begs Cain to tell everyone about his cancer before things become even worse. She believes keeping the secret is only making everything harder. Small trouble at the Woolpack. 4. Trouble at the Woolpack. At the pub, tensions rise when Jacob continues to criticize Sarah over the car theft and her refusal to explain what is really happening. Belle notices the argument and becomes concerned. After learning some of the details, she quickly blames Cain for causing problems between the young couple. Cain becomes frightened by his symptoms. While using the bathroom at the pub, Cain notices blood in the toilet and fears that his condition may be worsening. Alarmed, he speaks to Liam about what he saw. Liam agrees with Sarah that Cain needs to stop hiding the truth and tell his family about his illness. 6. Cain finally tells Moira. The couple then share a deeply emotional conversation that lasts over 12 minutes without interruption. During this powerful moment, they open up about their fears, their future, and everything they are facing together. Actor Natalie J. Robb, who plays Moira, explained that the scene was one of the longest she has filmed on the show. She praised the writing for capturing the characters so well, saying that long scenes can be difficult unless they are written perfectly for the actors. Meanwhile, Cain is dealing not only with the reality of prostate cancer, but also the chaos surrounding Butler's farm. With Moira wrongly imprisoned after being framed by dangerous criminal Celia Daniels, Cain has been struggling alone. The financial crisis caused by Joe Tate has pushed him into desperate actions, including stealing cars just to keep the farm going. Moira has not fully realized what has been happening at home, although she has noticed that Cain has been acting suspiciously at times. She believes people around him need to understand his feelings and why he is reacting the way he is. Since she cannot help him directly, she encourages him to open up and share the truth with others. She doesn't want him to face everything on his own. In such a difficult situation, it becomes much easier when you have the support of people who care about you and truly understand what you are going through. When asked whether she can imagine a future where her character no longer lives or works at Butler's farm, a place that has been central to her life for so long, she admits that it is definitely a strong possibility. Emmerdale airs on weeknights at 8 p.m. on ITV1 and is also available to stream on ITVX.